legit. There was a scene in this movie that literally made me like jump out of my chair. So yeah, spooky season is here. What's going on, my YouTuber subscribers? Hope you guys are having a great start to your fall, because the spooky season is finally here. Kicking things off is the newest movie in the Conjuring series, The Conjuring Last Rites. Fourth movie in this Conjuring universe. It's the last movie in the entire Conjuring series. It stars Farrah Farmiga, Patrick Wilson. They're back again as the Warrens. I came back seeing the movie, and is the movie good? I'm actually going to say this movie was very entertaining. I had a good time with this movie. This movie literally felt like the Conjuring Endgame. Like, it's all leading to this. The whole marketing of this entire movie was, this is the case that made the Warrens retire. This was the most scariest, intense case yet. And I will say this. I think out of all the Conjuring movies, this is the most intense one of them all. Because, like, the haunting, when it's demon time, like, the demons, like, in this movie, they was getting dark. The nun was doing some stuff in her movie. Annabelle was like, yeah, I kind of move things around. But in this movie, this demon was like, yeah, I'm fucking shut up. Is it as good as the first two Conjuring movies? Not really, but it's definitely better than The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. It's better than that one. Let's get to the good and bad and why I feel like The Conjuring Last Rites comes out in theaters tomorrow. If you're a horror fan, come on, the spooky season here. We got to kick things off with a Conjuring movie, and I'm glad to say this one was a good one. So let's talk about it. I think of the movie, like I said, Patrick Wilson and Farrah Farmiga, they are the Warrens. They will forever be the Warrens on screen. I'm just saying. Like, when the movie was over and the credits were rolling, I was just like, those two, those are the Warrens. They'll forever be in my mind. Those are the Warrens. I just play them so well. They're just so synonymous with this franchise. Like I said, I remember, 2013 when the first Conjuring movie came out, and it was just a smash hit. I was like, what the hell? Horror movies, like that was like the renaissance, and horror movies were kind of like in their prime. Now it's kind of just like they're kind of coming back. They're kind of making a comeback now. Let's face it, this has been a good year for horror. It's been a good year for horror. Those two crushed it in the movie. The rest of the cast of the movie, like I said, you get her daughter, Judy. She's more grown up in that sense, and I was just like, I like Judy too. She's getting it done. Overall, the casting in the movie was still good. They were great. They crushed it. Now, plot of the movie, more or less, like I said, it's sort of familiar territory. We got the Warrens. They're trying to, kind of enjoy semi-retirement, stuff like that. They're done taking cases. But then, of course, there's this demon that's kind of from the Warrens' past, and now it's like, yeah, it's haunting this new family. And through a series of fortunate events, the Warrens pretty much end up trying to save this family from the demon of their past, and there you go. Like, it's kind of a long-winded tale, but just know that there's a demon, new freak of the week, and it's attached to the Warrens from one of their, like, super early cases, and now it's, like, coming back to collect his debt. That's the movie. Okay, good in the movie. It's a horror movie. So how's the horror? Like I said, it's The Conjuring. So if you've seen one Conjuring movie, you kind of seen it all. Like I said, haunted houses, things getting thrown around. But like I said, I will say the third half of this movie, it gets super intense, like ramped up to 100. And that's what I like. That's where it kind of gets like, okay, this is some new shit we're seeing. Because like I said, the demon, like what it was doing without spoiling it, was just like, this house is fucked. I will even say, like, Annabelle is in the movie sporadically, but there was a scene with Annabelle that I've never seen done in any of, not only the Conjuring movies, but any of her movies too, that I'm actually gonna remember. But I actually will say this, I've never seen Annabelle do this, but it was also like, it was a callback to a scene from The Conjuring 2. So it's kind of like, if you kind of think about it, you'll be like, oh, so that's what Annabelle's gonna do in this movie. Well, how about that? Also, I'll say the opening of this movie was pretty intense too. Like, the movie kicks off like the horror in the movie is good. The haunting, like I said, it is scary. It's scary. Scary is subjective, because what's scary to you might not be scary to me. Like I said, there was like a scene in this movie was like not even like a jump scare. It was kind of like a transition that I legit didn't see it coming. I saw this movie in Dolby. When it happened, I was just like, I literally like threw myself up in there. But that's popcorn. Shit would have been all over the place. And I was like, shit, like, yeah. What I like the most about this movie is the finality of it all. Like, I truly feel like this is like the end of this. Like, this is the end. I got that endgame feel where it's like, we got callbacks to the first two Conjuring movies. Got callbacks to like this entire universe. So it doesn't feel like it feels like a good send off to the franchise, and I liked it. When the movie was over, I didn't feel like, oh, there's definitely gonna be another one. Definitely. Nope. The Warrens are officially like, it's over with this movie. How it's all over, you'll see it and you'll find out. Any bad guess about the movie, I just feel like it's a tad too long. The movie clocks in at 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I was like, Ooh. So there are some scenes I'm kind of just like, maybe you could have took those out, shortened up a little bit. Like I said, get it under that 2-hour marker, because I feel like horror movies should never hit 2 hours. Keep them right in that hour, 40 minutes. That's the pocket. At the end of the day, The Conjuring The Last Rites was a horror movie that I felt like was a good way to kick off the spooky season. Had a good time with it. I definitely feel like this is the end game of it all. Cast in the movie was great. The scares were pretty good. The horror was right where you needed to be. Familiar with some part, but familiar in the right ways. So yeah, pretty good movie. Are we going to see it, stream it, or skip it? We're going to say that The Conjuring Last Rites is definitely a pretty solid horror movie, and you definitely need to go see it in theaters. Conjuring The Last Rites, finally in theaters tomorrow. You see it, you're not going to see it, let me know your thoughts, and yeah, I guess we'll talk about where this movie places in the other Conjuring movies. We'll do a ranking video. That's next. And as always, subscribe. Until next time.